Hello channel viewers, I am DS, your psychologist, and welcome to another episode on Channel NITT. In this episode, we are going to talk about the ENFJ in a loop. Before we start, I'd like to give a great shout out to our viewers. Thank you for supporting us so far. So in one of our previous episodes, I mentioned that our laptop had actually crashed. So we are using the new format of Premiere Pro. So all the old fonts that we used to have for our previous videos are no longer available. So a lot of sound effects are also not available. So we used to put a music track to go along with our PowerPoint presentations. Now that track has a copyright claim, so we are unable to use it anymore. So as a result, I will try to minimize on the use of PowerPoint presentation so you have a better viewer experience. Okay, let's talk about the ENFJ in a loop. So this is the ENFJ's cognitive stack. So FE is the dominant function of the ENFJ. NI is their auxiliary function and SE is their tertiary function. So when the ENFJ goes on a loop, they go on a FeSe loop. So for any MBTI type, when they go on a loop, they will set their co-pilot, which is their auxiliary function. In this case, the ENFJ will set NI. So first of all, we need to understand what does NI do for the ENFJ. The NI serves a few purposes. First, NI is a very important function because it helps the ENFJ to see future outcomes. Because FE is very concerned about helping and understanding others. So NI plays a very important role in helping the ENFJ understand the person better. So they can look at this particular person that they are very interested to know more about, and then they draw patterns with regards to this person. So NI is able to help the ENFJ to understand people better. They can also then predict future outcomes with this particular person. NI will also help the ENFJ connect with people better and also understand how to help other people better. FE as a function on its own is solely focused on understanding and helping others. So if there is no NI to act as a co-pilot, then the FE user is totally solely concerned about pleasing others. So NI as a function helps the ENFJ not to only tend to the feelings of others and not only to tend to what other people expect of the ENFJ. So in other words, NI serves as a very important compass. So this function NI gives ENFJ a very stable interior bearing. So is this person trustworthy? Is this person someone that I can trust and depend on? So NI is able to provide the ENFJ with the answer. So without NI, now you know what a disaster the ENFJ is. Such a beautiful disaster. NI also does another thing for the ENFJ. They help the ENTJ to become deep thinkers. So as deep thinkers, the ENFJ can connect to their own inner mind and to their inner self. So when NI is gone, the ENFJ may lose touch with their own self-identity. So let's look at what happens when NI has been set. So there are a lot of characteristics that can indicate that the ENFJ is unhealthy because the ENFJ is now in a FeSe loop. I must be very careful pronouncing it. So the ENFJ in a FeSe loop now becomes very concerned about what other people think about them. They may be obsessed with their image, how they present themselves to others, because last time they get their validation from themselves, from within. Now without NI, they tend to want to get validation from other people. Last time, NI tells the ENFJ what they should be doing that should be the best. Now, without NI, ENFJs turn to so now without NI, ENFJs turn to the outside, turn to others to know or to gauge what they should be doing. So they get input solely from other people. So of course, this is not going to be ideal for the ENFJ. In fact, now they are so concerned about what other people think and the input of other people that they may lose themselves totally. They lose sense of their self-image. They might create a persona just to impress others. In fact, it is very likely that an ENFJ in a FeSe loop is going to make a very conscious, concerted effort to impress themselves. No, to impress others. So they may be dressing very well, wearing branded stuff.
I've got my lipstick on, my Gucci bag.
Why would they do that? Because they want to feel worthy. Last time, NI alone can make them feel very grounded. Now they're not grounded, they have to depend on external stimulus to get validation. So there are a lot of reasons why the ENFJ may not trust NI anymore. So one of the possible scenarios may be because NI does not predict well. So the ENFJ is using NI to think that okay, maybe this person will like this present, or maybe this thing will work this way, but the outcomes did not turn out as planned. So they decide that maybe they should trust other people instead. However, an ENFJ in a FeSe loop is totally unhealthy. They need to be around others all the time, or most of the time. So when they are alone, they feel very anxious. So the ENFJ in a FeSe loop become overly obsessed with friendships. So they will do everything for their friends. So they may become overly self-sacrificial. So because the ENFJ in a FeSe loop now wants to do everything for everyone, two things might happen. One, they might spread themselves thin just to satisfy the expectation and wishes of others. Two, people take advantage of the ENFJ. Poor ENFJ. But then the ENFJ is not entirely innocent. Some ENFJs in a FeSe loop may become scheming and sly. So in order to control the environment, control their friends and what other people think about them, the ENFJ may become manipulative. So to maintain connections, the ENFJ will do everything possible just to keep a particular person. Of course, this is not healthy, right? Now, because SE is now promoted to become the second in charge, a characteristic of the ENFJ in a FeSe loop is that they now live only in the present. They do not care about long-term consequences. So personally, my own sister is an ENFJ and a very close friend of mine is also an ENFJ. Luckily, I have not seen them unhealthy or lose their NI before. Personally, I think that if an ENFJ were to lose the NI, it would be a very sad thing because they have lost their self-identity. They are just doing everything they can to please the people around them. They are too overly empathetic. An overreactive sense of empathy can really prevent the ENFJ from knowing which relationships actually are the ones that matter because they want to please everyone now. Actually, you should just focus on relationships that matter to you. So what should an ENFJ in a FeSe loop do to get out of this loop? It's actually very simple. Get NI back. How? Have some alone time. So the solution is actually very simple. Now you have to pull yourself out from the crowd. Pull yourself out from having to entertain so many different people. Be alone. Have some alone time. And then not have people pressure you to tell you what you need to do. So don't listen to other people now. Just retreat and have some alone time to yourself. Soon you will get a bearing, you get hold of your NI, and then everything will come back and sediment, settle. You are back to yourself. So after having done so many episodes on MBTI, I am also personally learning a lot from MBTI myself. So from how I started to today, I actually have a more holistic view of all the individual types. So personally, as an ENTJ, I really love and adore ENFJs. So they have been wonderful friends. I haven't had an ENFJ lover before, but yeah, it would be a good experience, I believe. In any case, I would really love a healthy ENFJ. Okay, the ENFJ is a rare type. However, if you do know of an ENFJ and an unhealthy ENFJ in a FeSe loop, do share this video to him or her. So at Channel NITT, we produce a lot of videos like this. If you have enjoyed this video, do give us a like. And if you have not subscribed, do consider subscribing so that we can bring you more MBTI and fun stuff. Okay, I'm going to sign off now and I'll see you in my next episode. Goodbye!